We're here live in Victoria as we're about to begin Game 1 of a 2-game series between the Victoria Generals and the Brazos Valley Bombers. Your field tonight for your Victoria Generals: at catcher will be Marshall Skinner. First baseman will be Thomas Jeffries. Second baseman will be Trent Brown. Shortstop will be Reese Johnson. Third baseman will be Giancarlo Servin. Left field will be Luis Vargas. Center field will be Michael Williams, and right field will be Chase Evans. And on the mound tonight for the Victoria Generals will be Alex Canole. Leading things off here for the Brazos Valley Bombers will be Cole Coker. The first pitch of the game from Canole is going to miss inside for ball one. So the lineup for the Bombers: Coker, followed by Danley, and then Petrinsky. 1-0 pitch to Coker, big swing and a miss, and the count is even at 1. Cole Coker hitting .315 on the season for the Bombers. 1-1 pitch on the way is going to be grounded over foul towards the right side, and the count now at 1-2. 1-2 count here to Cole Coker. Casey Danley on deck. One-two pitch coming on the way. That one will miss high and away from Canole to move the count now to 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will be the first out of the game as Cole Coker strikes out. So after the strikeout by Coker, the next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 12, Casey Danley. First pitch on the way from Canole will miss outside for ball 1. DJ Petrinsky, the batter, on deck. 1-0 pitch on the way from Canole. That one misses down and away for ball 2. 2-0 count. 2-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be popped up over to the left side. It looks like the left fielder Vargas is going to run under this one in foul territory for out number 2. So Casey Danley flies out to left field. And now 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The next batter up for the Bombers is going to be number 21, DJ Petrinsky. Petrinsky hitting .280 on the season for the Bombers. No runners on base, 2 outs. Once again, this is game 1 of a 2-game series between the Generals and the Bombers here at Riverside Stadium. Game 2 tomorrow will be the last regular season game. First pitch on the way to Petrinsky will miss outside for ball 1. Big series between the Generals and the Bombers, as we will determine who gets home field advantage after this series is over. 1-0 pitch on the way will be in there for strike 1. Once again, both teams fighting for home field throughout the playoffs. 1-1 windup from Canole. Misses outside for ball 2. Other game around the TCL tonight, Marshalls and the Cane Cutters are also in action in Lafayette. So the 2-1 pitch to Petrinsky will be in there for strike 2. And the count now sits 2-2. 2-2 pitch from Canole. That's going to be fouled back just in the nick of time by Petrinsky, avoiding the strikeout. Batter on deck is Alex Nielsen, followed by Chase Kemp. 2-2 pitch coming from Cano, misses outside, and the count now sits at full 3-2. Full 3-2 count here to DJ Petrinsky. 3-2 pitch from Cano. That one's missing outside, and Petrinsky's going to be down to first after the walk. So after the walk by Petrinsky, the next batter up here for the Bombers with the runner on first base is going to be number 14, Alex Nielsen. First pitch to Nielsen is going to miss inside for ball one. Alex Nielsen hitting .296 on the season for the Bombers. 1-0 count. Pitch on the way from Cano. That one will miss high and outside for ball two. Chase Kemp, the batter, on deck. Christian Sepulveda in the hole. 2-0 pitch. That one's going to be lined over to the left side, but it's going to be foul. 4 strike one. 2-1 count here to Nielsen. Two-one pitch on the way. This one's going to be popped up over to the right side, and the right fielder Chase Evans is going to run under it for the third out of the inning. So we'll head to the bottom half of the first inning. No hits for the Bombers, 1 walk, and the Generals and Bombers all knotted up 0-0. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the first inning. Generals and Bombers all knotted up at 0. Lineup tonight in the field for the Bombers. DJ Petrinsky will be the catcher. Dylan Bonnert, the first baseman. Cole Coker, the second baseman. Christian Sepulveda, the shortstop. Alex Nielsen, the third baseman. Bennett Einoff in left field. Casey Danley in center field. And Chase Kemp in right field. On the mound tonight for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 4, Zach Iverson. And the first batter up here for the Victoria Generals will be number 9, Reese Johnson. First pitch from Iverson to Johnson is going to miss outside to move the count to 1-0. Reese Johnson hitting .278 on the season for the Generals, as the 1-0 pitch will be in there for a strike. Thomas Jeffries, the batter, on deck. 1-1 pitch on the way from Iverson. That's going to be swung on and fouled back to move the count now to 1-2. One-two count from Johnson, and that's going to be swung on and missed for strike three, and that's going to be a strikeout for Zach Iverson. So Reese Johnson strikes out swinging, and now with one out here in the bottom of the first, the next batter up is going to be number 16, Thomas Jeffries. First pitch from Iverson to Jeffries. Jeffries looking to bunt this one, but is going to fly it over to foul to the left side. Thomas Jeffries hitting .399 on the season for the Generals, among one of the top in the TCL in batting average, as the 0-1 will miss inside from Iverson to move the count even. Thomas Jeffries, the former Bomber himself, with a 1-1 count. That one will be in there for a strike, and the count now 1-2. One-two count to Jeffries. Wind up from Iverson. Jeffries is going to fly this one over to the right side. The right fielder, Kemp, cannot get there. And this is going to be extra bases for Jeffries as he's hustling around. He's going for three. And Thomas Jeffries is going to slide into third base with the triple. And the Generals are now cooking something up here with a runner on third base. So Jeffries is on third with the triple. And after that, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Michael Williams. So Jeffries continues his impressive season with the Generals, making his former team pay for that one. Runner on third here for Michael Williams, as the first pitch is going to be in there for strike one. Oh, 1 count to Williams. Pitch on the way is going to miss outside to move the count to even. So with that triple, Thomas Jeffries' batting average now at .403 on the season, as the 1-1 misses outside to move the count now to 2-1. And as I mentioned, Thomas Jeffries already amongst one of the top batters this year in the TCL. Two-one pitch on the way. Williams is going to ground this one foul, and the count now is even at 2. Michael Williams hitting .351 on the season for the Generals. Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck. One out here in the bottom of the first. Jeffries on third. That one's bouncing down and away, and it's now a full count to Michael Williams. Full count to Williams. Three-two pitch on the way. Williams is going to fly this one over to the left side, but it's just going to hook foul. Would have scored Jeffries from third, but Williams will have to come back for another pitch. So once again, Marshall Skinner on deck for the Generals. Jeffries is on third after the triple. 3-2 count here to Michael Williams. Pitch on the way from Iverson. That one was just going to miss inside for ball 4, and Michael Williams is going to be down to first base with the walk. So Williams is down to first with the walk, and now runners on first and third base. One out here for Marshall Skinner. So the first pitch to Skinner, that one misses high for ball one. Marshall Skinner hitting .288 on the year for the Generals. Luis Vargas, the batter, on deck. 1-0 pitch, Skinner, big swing, and he's going to foul that one back for strike one. So the Generals are coming off a 2-game series with the Texarkana Twins, where they split 1-1. Generals winning last night, and the Twins winning the night before as the throw over to first and the pickoff attempt not successful. Count sits out 1-1 here to Skinner. Pitch from Iverson. Skinner's going to line this one into the gap, and that's going to get down, and that is going to be a run here for the Generals. And Oros is sending Williams around third base. This could be 2 runs. Close play at the plate, and Petrinsky's going to get the tag on Williams for the second out, but the Generals are going to get a run across to take the lead 1-0. Skinner is down to second base on the double. So the Generals get a run across the plate. Williams is thrown out at home. And now 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. And the next batter up is going to be Luis Vargas. I think that throw came from the left fielder Bennett Einoff, and was just a beautifully placed ball right into the glove of Petrinsky at home plate. Vargas now the batter with Skinner on second as the first pitch will miss down and away for ball one. Generals now lead 1-0 as the 1-0 Vargas is going to foul it off to even the count up. Luis Vargas hitting .314 on the year for the Generals. As the 1-1 from Iverson, nice scoop there by Petrinsky. Avoided extra bases there in the count, now 2-1. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 2-1 pitch on the way. Vargas is going to foul this one over by the Bombers dugout, and the count now 2-2. Once again, Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. Marshall Skinner, the runner, on second. 2-2 pitch on the way. Vargas is going to ground this one up the middle to Iverson. Throw over to first is going to go way over the head of Bonner. And a bad throw there by Iverson is going to get a run across the board. Vargas is heading for 3. And Luis Vargas is going to be down to third base on the error by Iverson. And the Generals now lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. So Iverson sails the ball over the first baseman Bonner's head. Vargas is down to third base. And now with the runner on third, 2 outs. The next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 21, Chase Evans. Generals lead 2-0. First pitch from Iverson to Evans will be in there for a strike. Chase Evans hitting .301 on the year for the Generals. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck as the 0-1 will miss outside to move the count now to 1-1. Runner on third is Vargas. 1-1 count to Evans. Evans is going to fly this one foul to move the count now to 1-2. 1-2 count to Evans. Pitch on the way from Iverson. That one misses outside. And the count now even at 2. Score from around the TCL. Acadiana Cane Cutters with a 2-0 lead over the Texas Marshals in the bottom of the second inning. And the 2-2 to Evans is going to be grounded over to the left side. And the shortstop Sepulveda is going to make the throw over to first for out number 3. But the Generals add 2 runs here in the bottom of the first and take a 2-0 lead into the second inning. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the second inning. Generals with a 2-0 lead over the Brazos Valley Bombers. Leading things off here for the Bombers is going to be number 35, Chase Kemp. First pitch of the inning from Canole is going to be right down the middle for strike 1. Chase Kemp hitting .219 on the year for the Bombers. Christian Sepulveda, the batter, on deck. As the 0-1 pitch is going to be grounded up the middle to the shortstop. Johnson's going to get off the glove of Johnson. And just like that, Kemp is going to be down to first base on the error. And the Bombers now with a runner on first. So Chase Kemp on first base after the error, and the next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 23, Christian Sepulveda. So Sepulveda at the plate. First pitch to Sepulveda is going to be popped up high into the sky, and it looks like the second baseman Brown looking to run under it for out number 1. So the first pitch of the at-bat, Sepulveda flies out to the infielder Brown. And now with one out here, runner on first, the next batter up is going to be number 50, Dylan Bonner. First pitch on the way from Canole to Bonner will miss high for ball 1. Dylan Bonner hitting 2 at 1-1 here to Bonner. That one will be fouled back into the net to move the count now to 2-2. Bennett Einoff, the batter, on deck. A 2-2 count here to Dylan Bonner. 2-2 pitch from Cannell. This one's going to be flying high over to the left side, and Luis Vargas, the left fielder, is going to run under it for out number 2. So nice contact made there by Bonner, but Luis Vargas able to run under it for the second out. And the next batter up here with 2 outs, runner on first, is going to be number 5, Bennett Einoff. First pitch coming on the way from Cannell. That one will be in there for a strike. Bennett Einoff hitting 173 on the season. And the batter on deck is the pitcher tonight, Zach Iverson. As the 0-1 pitch will miss down and away off the glove of Skinner to move the count to 1-1. So once again, interesting fact tonight, the Bombers' designated hitter tonight is their pitcher, Zach Iverson. 1-1 count. Pitch from Cannell off speed, going to miss outside, and the count now sits at 2-1. Two-one count here to Bennett Einoff. 2-1 pitch on the way is going to be grounded over to the shortstop Johnson. Off his glove, throw to first, and just in time. And the Generals are going to get out of the top of the second inning here with no runs put on the board. And the Generals lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom half. Bottom of the second inning here in Victoria. Generals and Bombers. Generals lead 2-0. First pitch on the way from Iverson to Giancarlo Servin. The batter will miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Servin as the 1-0 will miss outside now for ball 2. Giancarlo Servin hitting .291 on the year for the Generals. Anthony Jones, the batter on deck, as a 2-0 pitch will be in there for a strike. 2-1 count here to Servin. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be in there for a strike, and the count now 2-2. Fifth batter of the game that Zach Iverson has faced. Count sits at 2-2. Pitch on the way. Servin's going to foul this one back to stay alive in the at-bat. So once again, Anthony Jones, the batter on deck. And the count sits 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on and missed, and that's going to be another strikeout for Zach Iverson for out number 1. So after the strikeout by Servin, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 7, Anthony Jones. First pitch to Jones is going to be grounded over to Nielsen, the third baseman. Throw over to first for out number 2. So the first pitch of the at-bat, Jones grounds out to Nielsen. And now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning, next batter up here for the Generals is going to be number 2, Trent Brown. First pitch on the way to Brown. Brown's going to get the bunt down. Iverson's going to run up on it. And a close play over at first. That one's going to get over the head of Bonner on another bad throw by Iverson. And Brown is going to be down to second base here with 2 outs. So Iverson cannot make the throw over to first. Brown is down to second. And now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, runner on second base. Back to the top of the order we go. Batter up for the Generals will be Reese Johnson. Reese Johnson struck out in his first at-bat tonight. Once again, runner on second base is Trent Brown. First pitch on the way. Will miss outside for ball 1. Count now sits at 1-0 to Brown, to Johnson. 1-0 pitch. Johnson's going to ground this one over to Cole Coker, the second baseman. Throw over to first for out number 3. So we're going to head to the third. Generals still with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the third inning. Generals with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. First batter up here is going to be Sam McElreath. As the first pitch of the inning from Alex Cano is going to get McElreath right on the wrist. And they're going to say that the ball hit the bat just on the tip. So the count now will move to 0-1 after the foul ball. So Cano dodges a bullet there. 0-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed by McElreath, and the count now 0-2. Count to McElreath. Cole Coker, the batter, on deck. 0-2 pitch. McElreath is going to fly this one foul over to the left side. Sam McElreath hitting .250 on the season for the Bombers. .02 wind up here from Cano. Pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed by McElreath for strike 3. And that's going to be the second strikeout of the night for Cano for out number 1. So we go back to the top of the order here for the Bombers. And number 20, Cole Coker, is going to step in now with 1 out. First pitch from Cano will be in there for a strike. So Cole Coker 0 for 1 tonight, struck out in his first at-bat. 0-1 pitch will miss way outside to even things back up. Cole Coker playing his college ball at Lamar University. And a 1-1 count. Pitch from Cano, that one will be flown foul for strike 2. Casey Danley will be the batter on deck. One-two pitch on the way. That one once again is going to be flown foul. And Coker remains alive in the at-bat. One-two count. Pitch on the way from Cano is going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Brown. Scoop and throw over to first for out number 2. So Coker is going to ground out to the second baseman, Brown, and with 2 outs, 12, Casey Danley. First pitch on the way. Danley is going to pop this one up over. Foul over towards the right side. Casey Danley 0 for 1 tonight for the Bombers. Playing his college ball at Missouri Western State University. 0-1 pitch on the way. Off speed will be in there for a strike, and the count now 0-2. DJ Petrinsky, the batter, on deck. 0-2 pitch from Cano is going to bounce in the dirt for the first ball. Generals with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. One-two pitch on the way. This one, broken bat, is going to be grounded over to Servin. Servin cannot get a handle on it, but he's going to throw over to first just in time for the third out. So Danley breaks his bat, grounds out to Servin, and we're going to head to the bottom of the third. Generals with a 2-0 lead. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the third inning, Generals with a 2-0 lead over the Brazos Valley Bombers. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be number 16, Thomas Jeffries. Jeffries had a triple in his first at-bat tonight, and Jeffries looking to bunt. But the pitch will be too far down for ball one. 1-0 count to Jeffries. And Jeffries is going to pop this one foul over to the left side for strike one. Michael Williams, the batter, on deck. And the count 1-1 to Jeffries. Jeffries is going to fly this one out into center field, but the center fielder, Casey Danley, will run under it for out number one. So after the flyout by Jeffries, one out here in the bottom of the third. Next batter up is going to be Michael Williams. Williams walked in his first at-bat tonight, hitting .351 on the year, as the first pitch will miss outside for ball one. 1-0 pitch on the way. Williams is going to foul this one off over to the left side for strike one. Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck. And a 1-1 count to Williams. Pitch from Iverson will miss down and away for ball two. So the count 2-1 here to Williams. 2-1 pitch. Check swing. They're going to say he did not go. And the count now 3-1. Three-one pitch on the way to Williams, and Williams, that one's going to be in there for strike two. Williams thought that was ball four. But nonetheless, the count now full. As the 3-2 pitch, Williams going to ground this one over to the second baseman, Coker. Throw over to first for out number two. So Williams grounds out to Coker. And now with two outs here in the bottom of the third. The next batter up is going to be Marshall Skinner. First pitch from Iverson to Skinner will miss down and inside for ball one. Marshall Skinner tonight, 1 for 1 with an RBI. There's a big swing and a miss there by Skinner. Moves the count to 1-1. Luis Vargas, the batter, on deck. 1-1 pitch on the way, off speed, will miss down and outside for ball two. Count now 2-1. Here to Skinner, as Skinner's going to ground this one over to the third baseman, Nielsen. Off the glove of Nielsen, but throw over to first is still going to get Skinner out at first. And we're going to head to the fourth inning. Generals with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the fourth. Generals with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. And the first batter up here for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 21, DJ Petrinsky. So Petrinsky looking to get things started for the Bombers. Has the first pitch from Knoll. Will miss high and outside for ball one. DJ Petrinsky walked in his first at-bat. The count now 1-0. 1-0 pitch on the way. Will be in there for strike one. DJ Petrinsky playing his college ball at the University of Texas. 1-1 count, pitch on the way. Petrinsky's going to big swing and a miss at that one, and the count now 1-2. One-two count to Petrinsky. Nielsen, the batter, on deck. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be in there for strike three. And Petrinsky is going to go down looking for out number one. Third strikeout of the night for Alex Knoll. And with one out here in the top of the fourth, the next batter up is going to be number 14, Alex Nielsen. First pitch on the way from Knoll. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Alex Nielsen 0 for 1 tonight for the Bombers. Oh, 0-1 pitch on the way to Nielsen. That one's going to miss outside. And the count now even at 1. 1-1 count to Nielsen. Off speed. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count now 1-2. One-two count to Nielsen. Pitch from Knoll. Will miss down and away for ball two. Two-two count to Nielsen. Chase Kemp, the batter, on deck. As the 2-2 pitch is going to be flown over to the left side, but it's just going to hook foul. As that might have been extra bases there for Nielsen. But the count remains 2-2. 12th batter of the game that Knoll has faced. Quick time here by Nielsen to adjust his batting gloves. The count remains 2-2. No runners on base. 2-2 pitch from Knoll. That one's going to be swung on and missed for strike three. And that's going to be another strikeout here for Knoll, his fourth of the game. So Nielsen strikes out swinging, and with two outs here in the top of the fourth, the next batter up is going to be number 35, Chase Kemp. As the first pitch to Kemp is going to be a broken bat. Scoop over there at first by Jeffries. Step on the bag for out number 3. So the Bombers go 3 up, 3 down. And we head to the bottom of the fourth. Generals with a 2-0 lead. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the fourth inning, Generals with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. First batter up here leading off for the Generals is going to be Luis Vargas. As the first pitch to Vargas is going to be fouled back for strike one. Oh, 1 count to Vargas. Vargas is going to fly this one up over to the right side, and the right fielder Chase Kemp is going to run under it for out number 1. So Vargas flies out to Kemp, and the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 21, Chase Evans. First pitch from Iverson will miss outside for ball 1. One 0 pitch on the way from Iverson, misses outside once again. And the count now 2-0. 2-0 pitch on the way to Chase Evans will be right down the middle for strike 1. Chase Evans 0 for 1 tonight. As Evans is going to fly this one into center field, and the center fielder Danley's going to run under it for out number 2. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down here for the Generals, and the next batter up is going to be Giancarlo Servin. First pitch on the way to Servin is going to be fouled off the bat over to the right side. The count now 0-1. 1 strikeout tonight in the game for Servin. Anthony Jones, the batter, on deck. 0-1 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss by Servin. And the count now 0-2. 0-2 count to Servin. Wind up from Iverson, pitch high and outside for ball 1. One, 2 count. 1-2 pitch on the way will miss outside. Count now 2-2. Generals with 2 hits in the game. Bombers with 0 hits. 2 errors tonight for the Bombers. 1 for the Generals. As the 2-2 pitch to Servin's going to miss inside for ball 3. So the count goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Wind up from Iverson, pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled off once again. So the count remains full, 3-2 here to Servin. In this game 1 of a 2-game series between the Generals and the Bombers. 3-2 count, pitch on the way from Iverson is going to be fouled off once again. Servin making it tough here for Zach Iverson. 13th batter of the game. 55 pitches thrown so far by Zach Iverson. As the 3-2 to Servin's going to be right down the middle for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for Zach Iverson, his 3rd of the game. And we're going to head to the 5th inning. Generals still with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. Back here in Victoria, top of the 5th inning. Generals with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. And the first batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 23, Christian Sepulveda. 0 for 1 tonight is Christian Sepulveda. As the first pitch from Canole will be in there for ball 1. So Alex Canole tonight has not given up a hit to the Bombers. As the 1-0 pitch from to Sepulveda will be popped up foul. Stats tonight for Alex Canole: 4 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts for the lefty. And the count now 1-1 to Sepulveda. Pitch on the way, off speed, outside for ball 2. Two-one count to Sepulveda. Dylan Bonnert, the batter, on deck. Big swing and a miss by Sepulveda to move the count now to 2-2. Two-two count to Christian Sepulveda. Wind up and pitch from Canole is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And that's going to be another strikeout for Alex Canole, his 5th of the game. So after the strikeout by Sepulveda, the next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 50, Dylan Bonnert. Dylan Bonnert 0 for 1 tonight for the Bombers, as the first pitch on the way from Canole will miss high and away for ball 1. One 0 count here to Bonnert. 1-0 pitch will miss down and away for ball 2. Two-0 pitch on the way will miss high and away for ball 3, and the count now 3-0 here to Dylan Bonnert. Bennett Einoff, the batter, on deck. 3-0 pitch, that one will be in there for strike 1. And the count now sits at 3-1. 3-1 pitch on the way, that one's going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now 3-2 here to Dylan Bonnert. 3-2 wind up and pitch from Canole. That one is going to miss high and inside for ball 4. Second walk of the game for Canole, and the Bombers now with the runner on first. So Bonnert down to first base after the walk. 1 out, runner on first here for Bennett Einoff. First pitch on the way from Canole. That one's going to miss inside for ball 1. One 0 count to from Alex Canole to Bennett Einoff is going to be grounded over the first baseman Jeffries, and Jeffries is going to step on the bag for the easy out and for out number 2. So now with the runner on second base, 2 out. The next batter up here is going to be number 17, Sam McElreath. First pitch on the way to McElreef. Will miss high for ball 1. Sam McElreef 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. And a 1-0 count. One-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss inside, getting McElreef right in the numbers on the back. And Sam McElreef will now be down to first base. And the Bombers now with runners on first and second with 2 outs. So after McElreef is hit by the pitch, we go back to the top of the order. And Cole Coker will be the batter up. Runners on first and second. First pitch on the way is going to miss outside for ball 1. One 0 count here to Cole Coker. 0 for 2 tonight for the Bombers. Pitch on the way, big swing and miss by Coker, and the count now 1-1. Count is 1-1 here to Coker. Casey Danley, the batter, on deck. A 1-1 pitch on the way from Knoll. He's going to bounce down and away. Nice scoop there by the catcher Skinner. And the count now 2-1. Runners on first and second. 2 out, 2-1 count here to Cole Coker. As the 2-1 pitch is going to miss high and outside for ball 3. And the count now 3-1. With 2 outs here to Cole Coker. Three-one pitch from Knoll. This one's going to be flown out to left field. The left fielder Vargas having to run back for it. It's going to get over his head. And the Bombers are going to get 2 across the plate here. As the throw home from Johnson is going to be close, but it's going to get off the glove of Skinner. And the Bombers have tied the game up here at Riverside Stadium after the triple by Cole Coker. So Cole Coker hits a triple, and the Bombers have tied the game. And we're going to have a quick mound visit here between head coach Michael Oros and Alex Knoll. And we're going to step aside for just a moment. Once again, Casey Danley, the next batter up, after the 2 RBI triple by Cole Coker. Runner on third base, 2 out here in the top of the 5th. After the triple by Cole Coker, Casey Danley the batter, and Danley's going to ground over to the second baseman Brown, throw over to first as Jeffries makes the tag. But the Bombers tie the game up here on the RBI triple by Cole Coker. And we're all knotted up 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. back here in Victoria. Bottom of the 5th inning. Generals and Bombers all knotted up 2-2. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Anthony Jones. Bombers tied the game up in the top of the 5th inning on the Cole Coker triple, which was the first hit of the night for the Bombers, but it was just enough to tie the game up. Zach Iverson remains on the mound, and the first pitch to Jones will be in there for a strike. Anthony Jones 0 for 1 tonight, as the 0-1 pitch will miss outside for ball 1. 1-1 count to Jones. Pitch on the way. That one will be in there for a strike, and the count now 1-2. One-two count to Jones. Pitch from Iverson will miss outside for ball 2. Two-two pitch on the way. Jones is going to swing and miss at that one, and that's going to be another strikeout for Zach Iverson, his 4th of the game. So Anthony Jones is going to strike out swinging, and the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 2, Trent Brown. First pitch on the way to Brown will miss outside for ball 1. One 0 count to Brown. As Brown's going to pop this one up over to the right side, and the first baseman, Bonnert's going to run for it. But it's going to fall into the Bombers' dugout for a foul ball. Reese Johnson, the batter, on deck. The count is 1-1. 1-1 pitch from Iverson off speed. That one will be in there for a strike, and the count now 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. That one just missing outside. And the count now 2-2. Score update from around the TCL. Cane Cutters and Marshalls all tied up 2-2 in the top of the 6th inning. As the 2-2 pitch is going to be checked, swing, and missed by Brown for strike number 3. 5th strikeout of the game for Zach Iverson, and the next batter up here with 2 out is going to be Reese Johnson. So after the strikeouts by Brown, it's going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Cole Coker, and Coker's going to throw over to first for out number 3. And we're going to head to the 6th inning. Bombers and Generals all knotted up at 2. Back here in Victoria, top of the 6th inning. Bombers and Generals all knotted up at 2. Leading things off here for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 21, DJ Petrinsky. Generals took a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 1st inning, but the Bombers tying it up in the top of the 5th. And it's now 2-2. And the new pitcher in now for the Victoria Generals is going to be Casey Colick. So once again, that's Casey Colick coming in for relief. As the first pitch from Colick to Petrinsky is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Count 0-1 here to Petrinsky. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one will be in there for a strike, and the count now 0-2. DJ Petrinsky with a walk and a strikeout tonight for the Bombers. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way. This one's going to be grounded over to the first baseman, Jeffries, with the scoop for out number 1. So Petrinsky will ground out. Now 1 out, nobody on base. The next batter up is going to be Alex Nielsen. First pitch coming on the way. That one will be in there for a strike from Colick. Alex Nielsen tonight 0 for 2, including a strikeout. And the count 0-1. Pitch from Colick will miss outside for ball 1. Chase Kemp, the batter, on deck. And the count sits 1-1. Pitch on the way from Colick is going to be popped up, foul. Out of play for strike 2. So once again, big series here at Riverside Stadium, as trying to determine who will have home field throughout the playoffs. As the 1-2 pitch from Colick off speed, just missing high for ball 2. Count now sits 2-2. Pitch from Colick, that one's going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for Casey Colick for out number 2. So the strikeout by Alex Nielsen, and with 2 outs here, the next batter up is going to be number 35, Chase Kemp. As the first pitch to Kemp is going to be lined over to the right side. And the throw from Evans is just not going to be in time. And it's going to be a base hit for Chase Kemp here in the top of the 6th. So Chase Kemp gets the single, and with a runner on first base, 2 outs, the next batter up is going to be number 23, Christian Sepulveda. First pitch on the way from Sepulveda, will be swung on and missed for strike 1. Count 0-1 here to Sepulveda. Christian Sepulveda 0 for 2 tonight with the strikeout, as a big swing and a miss by Sepulveda. Moves the count now to 0-2. Count sits 0-2 here to Sepulveda. Dylan Bonnert, the batter, on deck. 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be swung on and missed by Sepulveda for another strikeout for Casey Colick, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. Generals and Bombers remain tied 2-2. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Generals and Bombers all knotted up 2-2. First batter up here is going to be Thomas Jeffries for the Generals. And the new pitcher in for the Bombers is number 8, Cody LeCompte. And the first pitch of the game from LeCompte will miss down and away for ball 1. So once again, that's Cody LeCompte on the mound for the Bombers. And the off speed, that one will be in there for a strike, and the count now 1-1. So now a 1-1 count here to Jeffries. Jeffries looking to bunt, can't pull back in time. And the count now 1-2 here to Thomas Jeffries. 1 for 2 tonight. Had the big triple to lead things off in the bottom of the first. And the 1-2 pitch from LeCompte is going to miss high for ball 2. Two count to Jeffries. Off speed from LeCompte will miss outside for ball 3. And the count now full 3-2 here to Thomas Jeffries. Michael Williams, the batter, on deck. Three-two pitch on the way from Jeffries. That one's going to be in there for LeCompte. And that is going to be strike 3 as Thomas Jeffries is going to go down looking with the strikeout for out number 1. So Jeffries strikes out looking. Now 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The next batter up is going to be the center fielder, Michael Williams. First pitch on the way to Williams will be in there for strike 1. So once again for the Bombers, that's Cody LeCompte on the mound. Strikes out Thomas Jeffries. And an 0-1 count here to Williams as this one's going to be grounded up the middle of the shortstop, Sepulveda. throw over to first for the out, and that will be out number 2. So after the ground out by Williams, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th for the next batter up, Marshall Skinner. First pitch from LeCompte to Skinner will miss high for ball 1. Marshall Skinner 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored and an RBI. 1-0 pitch to Skinner. That one's going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Batter on deck is Luis Vargas. 1-0 pitch on the way. This one's going to be popped up over to the right side, and it looks like the right fielder, Kemp, is going to run under it for out number 3. So we're going to head to the 7th. Bombers and Generals remain tied 2-2. Back here in Victoria, top of the 7th inning, Generals and Bombers all knotted up 2-2. And the first batter up here for the Brazos Valley Bombers is going to be number 50, Dylan Bonner. First pitch on the way from Colick to Bonner will be in there, swinging and missing for strike 1. Dylan Bonner tonight 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. 0-1 pitch on the way from Colick. That one will miss high to move the count now to 1-1. Update from the other game around the TCL. Cane Cutters and Marshalls remain tied 2-2 as well in the bottom of the 7th inning. As the 1-1 pitch to Bonner will miss high for ball 2. Count now 2-1 here to Dylan Bonner. Bennett Einoff, the batter, on deck. As the 2-1 pitch from Colick will be in there for a strike. And the count now 2-2. Casey Collick recently committing to Texas A&M University after playing a couple seasons at Blinn, as the 2-2 pitch is going to be fouled back into the netting. And the count remains 2-2 here to Bonner. Two pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Casey Collick, and that will be out number 1. So after the strikeout by Dylan Bonner, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Next batter up is going to be number 5, Bennett Einoff. First pitch on the way from Collick is going to miss way outside to move the count now to 1-0. One 0 pitch coming on the way. That one's going to miss high for ball 2. Bennett Einoff tonight 0 for 2. Sam McElreef, the batter, on deck, as the 2-0 will miss outside once again, and the count now 3-0. So a 3-0 count here to Dylan Bonner. 3-0 pitch from Collick. That one's going to be right down the middle for strike 1. Three-one pitch on the way from Collick. That one will be fouled back, and the count now is full at 3-2 here to Einoff. Three-two count. Pitch coming on the way from Collick. That one will miss outside, and that's going to be ball 4. And the Bombers will now have a runner on first base with 1 out. So after Einoff is on first with the walk, runner on first base, 1 out. Here for number 17, Sam McElreef. First pitch on the way from Collick to McElreef will be in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Pitch on the way to McElreef will be fouled back into the net, and the count now at 0-2. Sam McElreef tonight 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and was also hit by a pitch. Also 1 run scored, and the 0-2 from Collick. That one's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. 4th strikeout of the game for Casey Collick, and that will be the 2nd out of the inning. So now 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Runner remains on first base here for Cole Coker, as the first pitch from Collick will miss outside for ball 1. Cole Coker had the RBI triple for the Bombers in the top of the 5th inning that scored 2. And the count 1-0, as that one's going to get off the glove of Skinner, and the Bombers will now have a runner on second base. Here with 2 outs and a 2-0 count to Cole Coker. Two 2-0 count to Coker, Casey Danley, the batter, on deck. 2-0 pitch on the way. This one's going to be flown out to right field. And it looks like the right fielder, Chase Evans, is going to run under it for out number 3. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Generals and Bombers remain tied 2-2. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 7th inning, Generals and Bombers remain tied up 2-2. Cody LeCompte remains on the mound for the Bombers, and the first batter up here is going to be Luis Vargas, the left fielder. As the first pitch from LeCompte will be right down the middle for strike 1. Count now 0-1 here to Vargas. As the 0-1 pitch, Vargas is going to line this one out into right field, but the right fielder, Chase Kemp, is going to make a running catch at it for out number 1. So Kemp makes the catch on Vargas, and with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th, the next batter up is going to be the right fielder, Chase Evans. As the first pitch on the way will miss outside for ball 1. So a 1-0 count here to Chase Evans. 1-0 pitch, that one's going to be in there for a strike, and the count now 1-1. 1-1 count to Evans, 0 for 2 tonight for the Generals. And the 1-1 pitch off speed from LeCompte will miss outside for ball 2. Fourth batter of the game that LeCompte has faced. And the 2-1 pitch to Evans. Evans is going to pop that one foul for strike 2. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck. And the count 2-2 here to Evans. 2-2 pitch from LeCompte. That one will miss down and away, and the count now is full. Count is now full, 3-2 to Chase Evans. 3-2 pitch, that one's going to miss inside for ball 4. And Chase Evans is going to draw the walk here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. So after Evans draws the walk, runner on first base, 1 out here for the Generals for Giancarlo Servin. Rough night tonight so far for Servin, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Looking to get out of that slump with Evans on first. And the first pitch is going to get off the glove of the catcher Petrinsky. And Evans is going to move down to second base. So the Generals now with the runner on second, 1 out. And we're going to have a quick mound visit here between Petrinsky and Sepulveda to go out and talk to LeCompte. So the scoring tonight, the Generals scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning to take a 2-0 lead. But the Bombers tied the game back up in the top of the 5th inning. And we now sit 2-2. Only 2 hits tonight for the Bombers and only 2 for the Generals. 2 errors by the Bombers, 1 for the Generals. So it's been a pretty clean night tonight, pitching-wise, for both teams. Runner on second base, 1 out, 1-0 count here to Servin. 1-0 pitch on the way. Servin is going to foul this one off for strike 1. Anthony Jones, the batter on deck. And the count sits at 1-1 here to Servin. One pitch from LeCompte. That one's going to be in there for a strike, and the count now sits at 1-2. One-two count here to Servin. Once again, Evans the runner on second base. Quick time here by Servin. One-two count. LeCompte looks over to second at Evans. Pitch on the way from LeCompte. That one's going to miss down and away to even the count up 2-2. So the count is even here to Servin. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Riverside Stadium. 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be popped up over to Sepulveda. Throw over to first is going to be in time. So a nice play there by Christian Sepulveda. But the Generals now get a runner on third base with 2 outs. So Sepulveda makes the throw over to first. Chase Evans now on third base here for Anthony Jones. As the first pitch on the way to Jones is going to be fouled back for strike 1. Anthony Jones 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. And a base hit here for Jones would give the Generals the lead. Count sits 0-1 to Jones. Pitch on the way from LeCompte. That one's going to be fouled off. And the count quickly now at 0-2. Trent Brown, the batter, on deck. 25 pitches thrown so far by LeCompte. Oh-2 pitch on the way to Jones. That one's going to miss inside, almost hitting Jones on the leg. Jones having to jump out of the way of that one. And the count now 1-2. So once again, the Generals have a runner on third base here. 2 outs for Jones. Count at 1-2. 1-2 pitch on the way. Jones is going to swing and miss at that one for strike 3. And Cody LeCompte is going to get out of the inning with no runs on the board. And we're going to head to the 8th. Generals and Bombers all tied up 2-2. Back here in Victoria, top of the 8th inning. Generals and Bombers all knotted up 2-2. Casey Colick remains on the mound for the Generals, and the first batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 12, Casey Danley. First pitch of the inning from Colick to Danley is going to be grounded over to the shortstop Johnson. Close play over at first. It's not going to be in time. And Casey Danley's going to beat it down the line for a base hit. So just like that, we lead things off in the top of the 8th with the Bombers getting a runner on first base. And the next batter up here for the Bombers is going to be number 21, DJ Petrinsky. So Danley, the runner on first. Colick throws over in a pickoff attempt. Petrinsky tonight 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout to his name. Looking to get things rolling here for the Bombers as the first pitch to Petrinsky is going to be flown into center field. But the center fielder Michael Williams will run under it for out number 1. So Williams runs under the fly ball by Petrinsky. And the next batter up here is going to be Alex Nielsen, number 14. Danley remains on first base. First pitch on the way. That one will be fouled back into the netting for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Here to Alex Nielsen, Danley on first. As the first pitch is going to be flown into the gap, and that's going to be a base hit for Alex Nielsen, and the Bombers will now have runners on the corners with one out after the base hit by Alex Nielsen. So a clutch hit there by Nielsen, and the Bombers, just like that, are cooking something up here in the top of the eighth. And the next batter up is going to be Kemp. So Danley, the runner on third, Nielsen, the runner on first. Chase Kemp, the batter. Bombers looking to take the lead here in the top of the eighth. First pitch from Colick. Check swing. They're going to say he went for strike one. Oh, 1 count. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be popped up foul over to the left side for strike two. So the count now 0-2 here to Chase Kemp. Once again, runners on first and third, one out here in the top of the eighth. Quick mound visit here. Casey Colick. As the Bombers are just a base hit away from taking this lead. Oh, 2 count here to Kemp. Pitch on the way from Colick. Nice scoop there by Skinner. As that one will miss outside for ball one. Saved a run. And the count 2 here to Chase Kemp. Christian Sepulveda on deck. One-two pitch coming on the way from Colick. That one will miss high and outside for ball two. Count now sits 2-2. 37 pitches thrown so far by Casey Colick. And the 2-2 pitch is going to be grounded up to Colick. Play at the plate is not going to be in time, and the Bombers are going to get a run. As it looks like Skinner got rolled into at the plate. And Skinner is down with an injury, but the Bombers are going to get a run across the plate here. As it looks like we're going to take an injury timeout here as Marshall Skinner got rolled into at the plate. And the Bombers take a 3-2 lead here in the top of the eighth. So Marshall Skinner is able to walk off on his own power, but is getting his leg looked at in the dugout after that scary collision at the plate. But the Bombers take a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 8th inning, and the new catcher will be Brady Disher for the Generals. So once again, we wish Marshall Skinner the best after the injury. The Bombers now with the runners on first and second here for Christian Sepulveda, as the first pitch from Colic will miss down and away for ball 1. One 1-0 count to Sepulveda. Pitch from Colic, that one will be in there for a strike, and the count is now even. Even 1-1 count here to Sepulveda. 1-1 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss by Sepulveda to move the count now to 1-2. Rough game tonight for Christian Sepulveda. 0 for 3, and 2 of them being strikeouts. The count now 1-2. 1-2 pitch. That one will miss outside from Colic. And the count now 2-2. Count now 2-2. From Sepulveda. Sepulveda's going to line this one into center field, and Williams is going to run under it. No tag by the runners, and that will be the second out of the inning. So after the line out to center by Sepulveda, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. The next batter up is going to be Dylan Bonner. Bombers lead the Generals 3-2, as the first pitch from Colic to Bonner is going to be swung on a miss for strike 1. And the count sits 0-1. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on a miss for strike 2. And the count now quickly 0-2 here to Dylan Bonner. Oh, 2 count. 0-2 pitch on the way from Colic. That one's going to miss high and inside for ball 1. One, 2 count here to Bonner. 0 for 2 tonight, with a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. As the 1-2 misses outside, and the count now 2-2. Two count. Pitch on the way, check swing. They're going to say he did not go. And now the count sits 3-2 here to Bonner. Bombers with runners on first and second base. Three-two pitch on the way. The runners take off. That one's going to be fouled off the mask of Disher. And the count remains 3-2. So it's a good thing catchers wear protective masks, because that one went straight right into the mask of the new catcher Disher. Actually hit him so hard that it fell off of his face. The count is now full 3-2. 3-2 pitch on the way. This one's going to be flown to center field. Williams having to run back for it, but Williams is going to make the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 3. But the Bombers get a run here in the top of the 8th, and we'll head to the bottom half. Bombers lead the Generals 3-2. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Victoria. Bombers with a 3-2 lead over the Generals. And the first batter up here for the Generals is going to be number 2, Trent Brown. And the new pitcher in for the Bombers is going to be number 1, Bryce Miller. So the first pitch of the game from Bryce Miller to Trent Brown will miss high for ball 1. Count sits at 1-0 here to Brown, as the 1-0 pitch will miss high and away for ball 2. Oh for 1 tonight is Trent Brown, as that one's going to miss down and away for ball 3. And the count now 3-0 here to Trent Brown. 3-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be right down the middle for strike 1. So the count now 3-1 to Trent Brown. Pitch on the way from Miller. That one will be right down the middle for strike 2. So now the count sits at 3-2. 3-2 pitch on the way from Miller is going to be grounded over to the first baseman, Dylan Bonner, who's going to step on the bag for out number 1. So after the ground out by Brown, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th, the next batter up is going to be Reese Johnson. First pitch on the way to Johnson, looking to bunt here, can't pull back in time, and that will be strike 1. 0-1 count here to Reese Johnson, 0 for 3 tonight, as the 0-1 misses outside to even the count up at 1. Count sits at 1-1. Thomas Jeffries, the batter on deck. 1-1 pitch from Miller. That one's going to miss down for ball 2. Count now 2-1 cure to Reese Johnson. As Johnson's going to ground this one over to Bonnert once again. And Bonnert's going to get the scoop and step on the bag for out number 2. So after the ground out by Reese Johnson, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Next batter up is going to be the first baseman, Thomas Jeffries. Update from around the TCL, bottom of the 9th inning. Texas Marshals lead the Acadiana King Cutters 4-2. First pitch on the way to Jeffries will be in there for a strike. Thomas Jeffries tonight 1 for 3 with a triple, a run scored, and a strikeout. As the 0-1 pitch from Miller will miss outside. The count now 1-1. 1-1 pitch on the way to Jeffries is going to bounce in the dirt for ball 2. Michael Williams, the batter, on deck. The Generals down to their final 4 outs here in the ball game as they trail the Bombers 3-2. Two-one pitch on the way. That one will miss outside, and the count now sits 3-1. 3-1 count to Jeffries. Pitch on the way. That one will be in there for a strike. And it's now a full 3-2 count. Full 3-2 count. Pitch on the way. That one will be in there for strike 3. Right down the middle. And that's going to be a strikeout for Miller. And we're going to head to the 9th inning. Bombers holding a 3-2 lead over the Generals. Back here in Victoria, top of the 9th inning. Generals trail the Bombers 3-2. And the first pitch of the inning from Casey Colick to Bennett Einoff is going to be in there for strike 1. So an 0-1 count to Einoff. Pitch on the way. That one will miss outside. And the count now 1-1 to Einoff, who is 0 for 2 tonight. 1-1 pitch. That one will miss down and away for ball 2. Two 2-1 count. Pitch on the way from Colick. That one misses outside, and the count now 3-1. Three-one count here to Einoff. Pitch on the way. That one is going to get Einoff right in the back numbers. And Bennett Einoff is going to be hit by the pitch, and he'll be down to first. So after Einoff is hit by the pitch, runner now on first base. Nobody out here for number 17, Sam McElreath. McElreath looking to bunt. Runner's going to take off for second. Throw by Disher is not going to be in time. And it's going to be a stolen bag for Bennett Einoff. So the stolen bag by Einoff now has the Bombers with the runner on second here from McElreath. McElreath looking to bunt once again, but the pitch is going to miss down and outside for ball 2. Count now 2-0 here to Sam McElreath, who's 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts. McElreath looking to bunt once again, and the bunt is going to get down. Throw over to first from Jeffries is going to be in time. But the Bombers are going to get a runner on third base after the successful sacrifice squeeze there by Sam McElreath. So after the sac squeeze there by McElreath, runner on third base, 1 out here for Cole Coker. As the first pitch will miss outside to move the count to 1-0. One 0 pitch on the way from Colick. That one's going to be swung on and missed by Coker to move the count now to 1-1. 1-1 count, pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled back by Coker, in the count now 1-2. One-two count here to Cole Coker. Casey Danley, the batter, on deck. 1-2 pitch from Colick. That one's going to be grounded over to Jeffries. Jeffries is going to run the runner back to third base. And that will be the second out of the inning. So a runner remains on third. Here now with 2 outs for Casey Danley. And the first pitch from Colick on the way to Danley. That one will be in there for a strike. So once again, the Bombers now with a runner on third base, 2 outs. 0-1 count here to Danley. Big swing and a miss to move the count now to 0-2. 0-2 count. Final score. Marshalls take down the Cane Cutters tonight 4-2. As the 0-2 pitch. Bottom of the ninth inning here at Riverside Stadium. Bombers with a 3-2 lead over the Generals. And leading things off here for the Generals is going to be the center fielder, Michael Williams. Bryce Miller remains on the mound for the Bombers. And the first pitch from Miller is going to be right down the middle for strike one. Michael Williams tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. And an 0-1 count, as that one is going to miss outside for ball one. Michael Williams the batter. Brady Disher on deck. Once again, Disher having to come in to play catcher after Marshall Skinner was rolled into on a close play at the plate. Unintentional, obviously. We wish Skinner the best, as a 1-1 count to Williams is going to be fouled back to make the count now 1-2. So you never want to see a scary play, someone's leg getting rolled up on. But the count 1-2 as Williams is going to swing at that one right up to the middle to Miller. And Miller is going to throw over to first base for out number one. So after the ground out by Michael Williams, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth inning, Brady Disher is going to be the batter. Disher's first at-bat of the game. First pitch on the way from Miller. Big swing and a miss by Disher. And the count now 0-1. Brady Disher hitting .280 on the year for the Generals. And the 0-1 pitch from Miller, that one misses inside to move the count now to 1-1. One count, pitch on the way. Big swing by Disher, foul tip back into the glove of the catcher Petrinsky, and the count now 1-2. One-two count, pitch on the way from Miller. That one's going to miss high and outside for ball two. Luis Vargas, the batter, on deck. Generals down to their last 2 outs. As the 2-2 pitch, that one's going to bounce down and away, and it's a now full count to Brady Disher. Three-two count to Disher. Once again, Vargas on deck. Wind up and pitch on the way from Miller, and that one will be fouled back straight into the net. And it's now still a full 3-2 count. Bombers lead the Generals 3-2. As a 3-2 pitch coming on the way from Bryce Miller, pitch on the way. Disher is going to pop this one up way high into the night sky, but it's going to go foul into the parking lot. Good contact that made there by Disher. But the count still 3-2. As the 3-2 pitch on the way, and that one's going to be in there for strike three, and Disher's going to go down looking. And another strikeout for Bryce Miller, and that will be the second out of the inning. Third strikeout of the night for Bryce Miller, and the Generals are down to their final out here in the bottom of the ninth, as Luis Vargas will step up to the plate. And the first pitch to Vargas is going to be in there for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch on the way is going to miss inside to move the count now to 1-1. 1-1 count here to Luis Vargas. 0 for 2 tonight. Chase Evans on deck. 1-1 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss by Vargas. And the Generals are down to their final strike here as it's a 1-2 count to Luis Vargas. Game 1 of the series here at Riverside Stadium. 1-2 pitch coming on the way. That one will miss down and away for ball 2. Bombers lead 3-2. And the count sits 2-2 to Vargas. 2-2 pitch. That one will bounce in the dirt. And Luis Vargas now with a full 3-2 count. Count is full at 3-2. Vargas trying to keep the Generals alive. Wind up and pitch here by Miller. That one's going to be grounded foul. Over towards the Bombers dugout. .34 pitches thrown tonight by Bryce Miller. And the count sits 3-2 here to Vargas. Pitch on the way. That one misses outside, and that's ball 4. And Luis Vargas is now going to be on first base after drawing the walk. So Vargas is down to first base. The next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Chase Evans. So Evans will be the batter. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Vargas the runner on first. Bombers lead the Generals 3-2. First pitch from Miller to Evans. That one will be in there for a strike. And the count now 0-1 here to Chase Evans, who is 0 for 2 tonight for the Generals. 0-1 count to Evans. Pitch on the way from Miller. Big swing and a miss. And once again, the Generals are down to their final strike, as the count now at 0-2 here to Chase Evans. .02 pitch on the way to Evans. That one will bounce down in the dirt for ball 1. Once again, Vargas the runner on first base. The count goes 1-2 here to Evans. Pitch on the way to Evans. That one's going to be popped foul. Over to the right side. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck. Looking to get an at-bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning, as it's a 1-2 count here to Chase Evans. 1-2 pitch on the way from Miller. That one's going to miss outside, and the count now 2-2. So Evans remaining alive here as the count sits 2-2. Pitch coming on the way from Miller. And Evans is going to foul another one off to keep the Generals alive. Bombers lead the Generals 3-2 here at Riverside Stadium. Generals with the runner on first base. 2 outs and a 2-2 count here to Chase Evans. As we're going to have a quick mound visit here by the Bombers head coach to go out and talk to Miller. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss any of this. Runner on first base. A 2-2 count here to Chase Evans. Two count to Chase Evans after the quick mound visit. Possibly an attempt to ice Evans at the plate. As it's a 2-2 pitch coming on the way. That one's going to miss high. And the count now 3-2. Quality at bat so far by Chase Evans. And the count sits at full 3-2. Runner still on first base, 2 outs. 3-2 pitch on the way from Miller. That's going to be swung on and missed by Chase Evans. And Bryce Miller is going to get the strikeout. And that is going to be your final here from Riverside Stadium. The Brazos Valley Bombers are going to take Game 1 here in this 2-game series, 3-2 over the Generals. And we'll be right back here tomorrow night as the Bombers and the Generals will square off for game number 2. Once again, final score 3-2, Bombers win. And we'll see you tomorrow night here at Riverside Stadium. Thank you so much for listening.